Alright, so here's what we got going on today. I got the Honda Accord, possibly EX. I doubt it's EXL from the stock wheels. It's 2007, 4-cylinder KA24 8 or AE, something like that. Alright, yeah. For the most part, with 139,000 miles and a little over 260 plus, 130,000, 39,260, 70 miles. I mean, it ain't bad. It's not bad. I get it, it's not a Maxima. I get it, it's not a G37 like I had, but for its period of time, it's a decent vehicle. Getting TL vibes from the door cards that are stitched. Dash is okay. Dash is not really cracked. I want to get a different center console so I could play music in my car. I put the Maxima 17s on here from an 03. And to be honest with you, like, I know it doesn't go with the car, but a lot of these, Honda, Toyota, Nissan cars, some Beamers can fit wheel hub of 5 by 114.3. I mean, they put Mustang wheels on the Maxima, so that goes to show you something. A lot of these wheel hub sizes are interchangeable, and you could wind up seeing BMW wheels on some Honda in the Bronx. But yeah, okay, instead of a pad slap, I'm gonna do pads and rotors on the fronts. The fronts do most of the braking power. The rears I have to inspect and possibly go back and retract the caliper and see what's up with those sliding pins. I gotta get new sliding pin floating caliper boots for the sliding pins, because my theory is maybe, just maybe, it knocked down all the rust from it sitting for 9, 12, 10 months. They're holding, the e-brake is holding, but it might not be working as efficiently where the fronts are doing most of the stopping work. Looks normal, but driving on the highway, it's a lot of wobble, a lot of over 55 miles an hour. Sometimes it dissipates and go away, other times it comes back. Closer you go to 60, 65. So what I'll do is I'll jack everything up. I'll do the shake test. I can see that there's a fitting up here on this upper control arm. So maybe that hasn't been greased in a while. So we'll see. I'll just do one side at a time, shake it down. As you can see, I needed a wheel alignment. I got that. I guess the wires are gonna start showing soon. So maybe, just maybe, I should switch this to the rear on this side. Bring that rear up here and see if it can survive. These tires are not really that old. They are from 22, we're in 24, it's only 2 years, so something had to have happened to cause this. And oh yeah, I went through a ball joint situation on the right side, bent up the fender and everything, so maybe, just maybe, even dragging the car could have did that. So, tread life is phenomenal. Tread life is phenomenal. So maybe, just maybe, if I do get another tire, this tire could be a spare. I just have, just keep it, just in case. But for the most part, yeah, I'm definitely switching it. Alright, so the belt tensioner is one of those tensioners where you have to use some big pry bar with a 14 and swing it out the way. So I need that tool to put this new tensioner on, because you change the belt, you gotta change the tensioner with it. Alternator's not doing too bad. Battery's new. The rear motor mount is rattling like crazy, so I have that. The rear motor mount actually is shorter than the front motor mount. Has a taller stack to it. So be careful when you buy motor mounts, because you ask for a front, they'll sell you a rear. Is this what it looks like? And you're like, yeah, that's what it looks like. They'll sell you a rear motor mount. Now, you took out the front one, which I did, and all of a sudden it was supposed to be the rear, which is okay because I need the rear. But I also wanted to do the front as well. So heat shield bolts came right out, so that's a plus. It's just that I gotta figure out how to finagle to get that motor mount out and to push this jack all the way up under there, at least under the oil pan. I should be alright. Alright, cool. Let's do it. Okay, we're back. So the wheel's off underneath. See that? So the boot definitely looks like it needs to be changed, and so does that whole ball joint. Control arm, I mean, it could be worse. It could be worse. If it works, it's mint. Well, good thing I had a little shock to it, because then, you know, I could have stripped out this head of this screw. Shut up. Sometimes you gotta talk to your car. Tell it, like, listen, you're supposed to trust me. I know what's best for you. You don't know what's best for you. I know what's best for you. There you go. Now you're talking. Sometimes you gotta compress it by hand. You have to pull one way. You gotta pull one way. Shake it around, shock it a little bit. Let's look at these sliding pins first. Yeah, we got oil. So this sliding pin has small little rubber at the bottom. You can see that it protrudes out like that. It presses it, and the flatter side goes to the top. This is a top sliding pin, so I'm gonna put that like, God damn it, like right there. Now I'll put the other one down there. Bottom sliding pin is seized. That's why you were getting wobble. That's why it was burning up this rotor. What I tell you, these sliding pins, even if you throw spit on there every now and then, even if you have brake grease, high temperature brake grease, it makes its own rust. The moisture, not cleaning it, reapplying just a little bit, it creates its own rusting bond. And now the actual hole that it goes in has the same coating on the inside, because what do you think it was bonding to? And you can tell, like, this is gonna eat up all the pads. Okay, outside pad looks like crap, looks like messed up asphalt, breakage, crackage, down to the squealer. I bet you it's down to the squealer, because I heard squealing yesterday a couple of different times. Well, yeah, this one got fried. It's heat damage. It got fried. It's cooked. It's been getting cooked. Bottom bolt. Top bolt. Same thing. Caliper bracket there. Yeah, I get it. Dirty, 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 dirty. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, this thing is rusty to hell. All this rust breaks off, gets up in here, and makes you think that you have dust shield issues, scraping against the rotor. And there's a screw right there. There's a screw under there for the dust shield, and a screw right there. And this is the reason why you inspect all parts, even if you just swing the caliper down and just do a pad slap, because you don't know how far your calipers are. You know what I'm saying? That's not good. That's not serviceable. This has to be changed ASAP. All of that, see the rust belt up in there? Rubber gets all caught up in there. It depletes the fluid, and how the fluid gets to the piston, how it breaks. So it's not good. But for now, for what we have, we can definitely just pads and rotors. But that right there could kind of cause like leakage. Yeah, I use the brake parts cleaner, and then I put some PB Blaster up in there. I mean, you can see where That's the top, obviously, and the bottom that gave me such a hard time. There's a rust lip. That's not good, bro. That means that shit's gonna rust again. Ain't no way to really deal with that unless you have like a little rust partition that can clean that up, and I don't. It sucks. But at least the rubber lining on the sliding pin kind of like contacts that, and then the pin actually goes inside. But I'm gonna let that sit. Hopefully it can do something. Chemical agent. I mean, other than that, like, bro, okay, brake fluid is lackluster and darkish. Yeah. Okay, so I used a wire wheel on that bottom caliper sliding pin. I mean, it's beat to high heaven. I mean, it's not good. I'd rather change the hardware, the boots, sliding pins, everything brand new. Brand new caliper, because that piston boot is torn. And as you can see, this bracket here, caliper bracket, that is the bottom, is a rust lip where the rubber boot sits, and even inside further, it's rust. The top, whistle clean. So this is where we're at. Cleaning up the face of this rotor lip. I guess I could have did more with a brush, but that'll be fine for now. I got anti-seize too. As you can see, you wouldn't know if you have a busted caliper boot if it was all the way recessed like that. It could just be dripping out, and then matter of fact, it'll probably come out even more. Okay, we're back in the money. Originally I was going to put thread locker medium, thread locker common, thread locker blue on the caliper caliper brackets. But why? I had to take it back off again because I sure as hell don't feel comfortable with braking issues out of everything else on a car, you know, to have go wrong. Braking issues, bro? No. Okay, there we go. We're good. Okay. Caliper bracket on. Some lubrication there. That's it. So top in, it'll be kind of counted out like that. Try to get that edge of it in and slide it in and walk it in. Top, bottom, line it up straight, push it back, and it's in. Okay. And it is time to put on the wheel. That lateral trailing arm stabilize the link. I mean, there's a lot of arms back here. That one, that board is busted. It looks like basically a ball joint. You got bushing systems down there, lateral link, I guess. So many different arms on this thing. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. All trying to keep this hub here centered while adding whatever camber adjustment to it. Here goes the biting off more than you can chew and getting your ass handed to you. So I'm at the rears. I just want to take off the caliper. The top socket goes on clean. Fits on there flush. The bottom shallow socket is hitting the e-brake. So I should have stopped right away. Switched to any kind of wrench, a 12. Marred up that head a little bit, and even with pliers and using a machine hammer and shocking this thing and hitting it, they must have had anti-seize and Loctite, and they probably must have been rusted shut. So worst case scenario thinking, but it might not be the worst case scenario. If I cut this bolt off, the threads are still in the floating caliper too. Then you have to get a thread extractor or drill through it with a carbine bit or something like that, metal bit, steel or whatever. I mean, you could take off this whole assembly with just the caliper bracket and just changing calipers now, and the rotor and pads. So caliper, rotor, pads, you're looking at like, let me see, might be 75, maybe 45. All right, let's go in the middle. Let's say 60. Rotor might be like 40, so that's 100. Pads for the rears might be like 30, so maybe like 130, and at least you'll get pads for both sides. So 130, and if you add another like 100 on top of that, 230, you get both sides done, bled, done. At least you know what's on there. So yeah, I'm gonna have to leave that for now. Okay, the e-brake goes directly to a line that goes here, a hard line that goes inside the car. I mean, the e-brake is a part of the rear caliper setup. It does bolt up from underneath, like right here. So I'm guessing if you disconnect that. Oh, okay, got the little linkage under here. You know, got the arm. Okay, so that's nothing. That probably just sits right there. Or maybe it's screwing, but you release the parking brake, take off the cable, and after that, all of this just sits right up in here. So once you take off your caliper bracket, it should just all fall right out. And there you go, your brake line sits from up top. It's nice, it has a placeholder. Just make sure you get new crush washers and try to swap it with minimal spillage equals minimal air into the system. I'll get a line crumper, but I don't think I want to do that to these old lines. There's your bleeder valve right here. Schroeder valve. We out here record day. Jay's back in the house. Getting some new complete rotors. That got that K24A8?
User?
Alright. Alright, so old calipers in there. Of course you're gonna get a little bit of spillage with the old caliper. Have something nearby, because the actual where you put the connection there is still got fluid coming out of it, so be ready for that. You could put your caliper on without accessories, and don't forget new hardware, and don't forget brake grease. You never know if they come dry. And you could just undo the top bolts and let it swing down, and then you could place your accessories in there and then grease them up. Oh, here we are doing some work. Honda game. Maxine. Okay, so new rotors, new pads, now new calipers. And the old fluid looked just like that all the way to the master cylinder. So I'm waiting for my friend to come outside and help me bleed them. I got some fluid, more bottles in the trunk. I got it topped off, other side too. I just moved those out the way so they don't get any brake fluid on it. It'll eat away at car paint and everything. So yeah, I spray everything down with Lysol, so if there was a leak, I would be able to see it and catch it early.